A friend of mine once pondered, you know those snack foods we eat? They all say 0 grams of trans fat on them, but what if that was fake? What if it just wasn't real? It could all just be marketing propaganda. What if it was all just a fat lie?
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on. I
decided to go around and put together a team of some of the finest WIT film students to finally uncover what exactly is trans fat and why should I care about it. We first went to talk to a health teacher because we wanted to see if we could find some information a little bit close to home. We asked her simply what she knew about trans fat.
Very little. And one of the things that's really critical is that as a nation we start looking at what kinds of things we're putting into our bodies. And when we don't know anything about it and yet it's put in the foods that we purchase, we're just poisoning ourselves. So I don't know very much about it.
Although what she said was correct, we still didn't know exactly what trans fat was, so we went online to find some sources. And we ended up finding out that trans fat is made up of pretty much the same thing as other fats, except that the way the parts of it are bonded together is different. Now, the reasons why that makes it more unhealthy for you goes a little bit beyond the scope of this documentary, but for now, all you should really care about is that it is unhealthy for you. Wikipedia said that trans fat is neither required nor beneficial towards your health, and also that trans fats are generally considered to be more of a health risk than other fats. So, how scared of trans fat should I be?
Well, most meats have trans fat in it anyway, so in small amounts it's fine, but they're finding the problem is with larger amounts. And again, because fast foods, snack foods and stuff have trans fat in it, we're accumulating too much trans fat.
If that is the case, then what kind of health effects does trans fat have? We didn't know, so we decided to talk to someone in the medical field.
My name's Juanita Arnold, and I work in physician support for Foot Hospital. Trans fats can lead to diabetes, obesity, liver dysfunction, and infertility.
After hearing that, we really started to think that trans fat is something we should worry about. And we wanted to know if other people were worrying about it as well.
A lot of times you go in a store, I don't know if you guys notice, but like things like chip bags and stuff will always say 0 grams of trans fat, 0 grams of trans fat. Does that affect you in purchasing it all, or you just kind of write it off?
I don't write it off because we don't understand much about it right now.
No. Like I said, I'm very stupid in the subject, so I don't really know too much about it, so it's kind of difficult to say, would I prefer something that's trans fat, something that's not? I wouldn't be able to make that decision. I mean, it wouldn't really affect my buying decision, I mean.
Does that affect your purchasing at all when you see things?
Absolutely. Absolutely does.
Alright.
Not helping you at all, am I?
No, do you think you consume a lot of trans fat in your diet?
No, I don't. We don't, we don't eat out that much. It's just the truth as well. So.
Most people actually share her views. They don't think that they're eating a lot of trans fat because everything they eat says 0 grams of trans fat on it. So I decided to call a company and see how much trans fat is actually in their products.
I just had a question for you guys about some of about the trans fat in your product. Like, I wanted to know exactly how much was in there, because I know it says 0 grams on your label per serving, but I mean, it said on the label that there was partially hydrogenated corn oils, and that's trans fat. I just want to know how much was actually in.
Some seasonings contain very small amounts of the partially hydrogenated vegetable oil.
Mm-hmm.
but not enough to be significantly measured for a 1 ounce serving. Therefore, the label states there are 0 trans fats per serving.
Even though there isn't much trans fat in a 1 ounce serving of chips, we should still be worried about it. A 1 ounce serving of chips is only around 11 chips. Most of us sit down and eat twice, if not 3 times that, and that doesn't even take into consideration all the other things we eat throughout the day. This stuff adds up fast. I mean, look at Subway. You'd probably think that's a great place to eat, right? Well, some of their sandwiches can have up to 1 gram of trans fat. A lot of you are probably saying, it's just a little bit of trans fat, it can't hurt me that much. But trans fat is a serious problem, and you should worry about it. You're getting it all over the place with all these products that say 0 grams of trans fat, but actually have them in there. You just don't know. So go ahead, eat that last bag of chips. Just 1 more, it won't hurt you. Keep on thinking that the food you're eating is just fine for you, it won't hurt you much. Keep thinking that those labels are right, and that there is no trans fat in there. Keep thinking that you can go on forever eating whatever you want, and it won't hurt you. But you should know, in the end, all it really is just a fat lie.
Y'all gon' make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me go all out. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me act a fool. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me lose my cool. Up in here, up in here. If I got to bring it to you cowards, then it's gonna be quick. All your men have been in jail before.